Hey y'all. I was coming in hot just a little bit. Sorry that I'm 6 minutes late. I was like, just give me 5 minutes and I'll be right here. It needed more like 6 or 7 from that standpoint. Sorry. I'm about 98% dry shampoo and about 2% pulled together this evening. Chores they just get away. The dogs just ate and they're like, hey, mom didn't stay outside with us. We want to come back in. They're like at the door, knocking at the door right now. Can I just have a moment? A timeout, if you will? It's Tuesday, for Pete's sake. Anyway, welcome to Timeout Tuesday, where it is all shit show all the time. And I just sprinted out to the shop to, number one, feed the dogs, but also to grab a cocktail. And as I'm reaching in, I see this little thing in the door, and y'all are going to laugh at me, okay? Because out of all of the choices in the shop, this is what we're going with tonight. Are you ready for this? Who has jokes? Who sent me the world's tiniest little bitty baby cocktail for Timeout Tuesday? I don't know who sent it because the box was all jacked up. But this is what was in it. A mini little baby Mai Tai. Teeny tiny little baby one. So to, consume my teeny tiny baby cocktail, I grabbed the smallest glass in the house. And it's going down tonight, okay? I've never had a Mai Tai in my life. Whoo-wee! No wonder it's small. It's clear. It doesn't smell clear, for the record. It smells like gasoline. I'm so nervous right now. That smells like if I light it on fire, my eyebrows are going to be removed. I know why it's small now. Also, it says the 1944 Mai Tai, blend of Caribbean rums, lime juice, orange, Caraco, and almond orgeat. What's almond orgeat? What is that? Okay. This might have been a mistake. Cheers. It tastes just like it smells. Nope. No. That's shake, can, pour over ice. I didn't do it wrong. Okay? Who drinks those things? Store in a cool place. It's been in the fridge. Holy. Anyway. That's like borderline black licorice and kerosene-ish. I can't do it. It's the very first time on Timeout Tuesday that I have poured myself a cocktail and went, no, not today, friends. Like there's, no, that officially, I understand now why it's in the smallest thing ever because, no. And the expire date, 3/29/25, still good. Like, I don't know how that's still in a can because it feels like it could eat the can a little bit. I'm not sure. Sorry, that's not my cocktail tonight. It's going to be okay, though, because I normally wait a little bit longer to do such event, but I feel like it's sneaking up on us. And, well, prom is like 4 weeks away. And I ordered a few things. I did send out the group text of like, hey, I'm ready to go to Goodwill. When are y'all ready to go to Goodwill? Because what would prom be without at least one visit to Goodwill? So no one replied. I'm not sure how to take that yet. But nonetheless, I ordered some prom dresses from Shein. And if you all are down for it, I would be willing to try some on tonight. I put one on in front of Lester and he was like, that's not for me to decide. Why do you guys do that? He's like, they're all going to look the same. That's kind of a girl thing. Anyway, so I was wondering if y'all would be down with a little bit of a try on. Now that does mean me like going behind a closed door and you're just going to have to like hang out here with like Hank and Christmas for just a smidge. Are y'all okay with that? Okay. I'm sorry the drink didn't work out. I'm going to turn you a little bit. We're going to face the office. You can hang out with Hank just a smidge. I'm going to move us like this. Okay. Now, last year, I kind of like came out the bathroom right here so you could see the whole thing because these are all long for the record. So I'm going to try them on in my office, though, this time. We might have to move you up on top of the ice machine. For now, hang out with Hank, okay? I'm going to go in my office because that's where I threw the box of them. Yeah, box of them. I only have 10 more days and I have to send them back of whatever I'm not going to well. So I kind of have to decide. And if it's none of them, it's none of them. That's totally fine as well. But I still think a Goodwill trip is in order. Like that's kind of going to have to become an annual thing with the ladies. And hopefully they say yes. Okay. I'm going to let a dog in that's scratching. Come on. I should call out. I'm not wearing Spanx. I'm not wearing all the proper undergarments that you do when you put on a fancy dress. So you have to use your imagination just a smidge of what it would look like if I really pulled myself together, because I am not pulled together in any appropriate way for this evening. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, like I said, I don't have the right undergarments on under this, so we're not going to be judging about lines and things that are not tucked in the right way. I also don't have shoes on, so give me a second here. See, like I think that there's things in places that need to go other places here. Okay, we're going to have to put you, it's going on top of here. And then we're going to look down like this. Oh, there's a thingy right here. Again. Okay. I might have to go get some shoes. Okay. Now you can't see my head though. Okay. So this is number one. Don't be judging all of the parts that it feels very jokey for the record. Feels very like, oops, look out, Stella. It feels very like all right here. And the shininess of it kind of is trash baggy, not gonna lie. I really like this part right here, not so much down here. Okay, number two. should also mention that I don't get to see in a mirror myself first. You are seeing it before I actually do my whole body, so I don't even know all my stuff's tucked in. Okay, this is very similar to last year. I like it. Where do these go? Does this go up like this? Okay. So, first things first, I got things in places that, in low places. Okay. I do like this one. I like the slit. It's pretty sexy. It's pretty sparkly. One thing, if you've ever worn a sparkly dress, they're beautiful, but your arms get kind of like tore up from the sparkles. Also, why am I crooked? What is happening up here? Okay, this one, I do like it. It's very pretty. It's very comfortable. I don't feel like outside of like, that, but as long as I don't touch myself, I just do this. And then is it supposed to go here? Is that what's supposed to go down? Like, where do those belong? I'm not sure. And then what does one do with their hair with a dress like this? I think that maybe, I don't know. I'm not so sure about this yet, about what to do without that. But I do love the sparkle. I like what happens here. I don't know what's happening here because it's very crooked. Okay. Next. By the way, I'm sweating already. It's dress number 2. Ow, hey. Okay. It's very loud. It's blue, like a lot of blue. It's also very big up top. I'm sort of losing it here. Here's something interesting. It has pockets. I have a shark fin event happening right now. Like, I just take a nap right here. Like, what? Yeah, there's a lot of space right here. It's very big. It's very blue. It looks so much cuter in the picture. Okay. Okay. This one is something. I don't hate it, but there are feathers. This feels very like ice skater-ish. But I don't hate it, to be honest. It's very comfortable. It's very simple, minus the feathers. I'm not. Why? Hold on. Is it different? Am I? Anyway. It's pretty basic, to be honest. It has a tiny little glimmer of sparkle, just enough to make you look like you've been to the strip club and get all over your face. But I do not hate it. I don't know what to do with these feathers. To be real, it kind of looks like I have hairy armpits a little bit. But, you know, I mean, whatever. Okay. Come on in. Okay. Just a few more. Okay. This one's a little bit big. And it's green. And it's big. I need to order one size smaller very clearly here. Sorry, Grandma. It has a slit. Like, shake it out. It's not as glam as I would hope it to be. Like, and I would need to either order the smaller size or take that in. I don't know about that. It's not bad. I just don't know if I love it. Like, it's kind of meh, you know? Meh. Okay, next. Okay. Again, you're seeing these as I'm seeing them for the first time. Maybe with Spanx, this one isn't bad, but it is very similar to last year. I'm just not sure. Like, I feel like there should be something up here to match that of some sort. Maybe. I don't know if it's supposed to be ruched. I'm not sure. It is cute. It just needs the right undergarments to be able to truly see what it's going to look like. It wouldn't be bad if I lost 40 pounds by next month, too. Okay. Okay, this is weird. This is like a swimsuit. Like, it's too big up top here, but it fits everywhere else, so I'd have to take it in just a smidge. But with the right undergarments, it's pretty cute, actually. It's just really big up top. It is swimsuit material, though. Like, it really is 100%. I could go swimming in this dress. This is a swim with storm type of dress. Okay, just a few more. I didn't realize how many are there. This one fits really strange. Oh, but it's kind of pretty, huh? Like with the right undergarments, sucking it all in. It's kind of pretty. It has the right top. I thought I would hate this when I put it on in the office, but now I'm like thinking, like, if I had Spanx on, it's pretty cute. I don't hate the color. Initially, I thought I would. Maybe just take the straps up just a smidge or get the right bra. Yeah. Okay. I think I still like number 2 still because it's sparkly, but this one's right up there. I gotta be honest with you. Okay. There's actually 3 more dresses, but 2 of them require like cinching, and there's no one here to cinch anything, so I'm gonna try on 1 more, okay? And I'm also sweating, so give me a second. Hopefully I can get out of this one. Okay, last one. What do we think about this? It feels big up top again. Like, I don't think so. It's too big. Like, it just feels really big up top. I promise I'll pull my life together and have like hair and makeup done. Okay. That was the first round of prom dress try on. Those are all from Shein. I'm going to go put on my regular dress now because it's roughly 1,000,000 degrees. So this was number 9. I didn't know how many I tried on. I like I like this material, but I don't think I like I just feel, I feel bellish, like not belle at the ball, like, you know. Anyway, give me a minute here. Oh, it's me. Oh, who's here? Look out. Look out. Okay, bye, Chris. See ya. That was little Chris. He was here doing some work for Lester, and he was telling us goodbye. Good thing I had some clothes on and didn't answer the door in the prom dress. That would have been something special. Hey, I'm not a weirdo who's 42 years old and trying on prom dresses for fun in my office. It's fine. It'll be fine. I hate to even ask you this. Can you give me like 1 second to just grab myself some water? Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, pulling my life together. Here's a first. Timeout Tuesday with a glass of water. Anyway, that was round 1 of dress try on. Like I said, there are 2 other dresses here that are cinch up style dresses. And I'm also embarrassed to admit that I have some from last year that arrived late. And then I haven't lost any weight since that period in time. So they'll still fit, hopefully. And there'll probably be another round of try on. Plus, if you can convince the ladies to pull it together and get a Goodwill day going, we're going to need it. Anyway, cheers. Like not the real cheers. Cheers to Timeout Tuesday. Sorry we're late. I'm not inside out, I don't think. I am. I'm 100% inside out. I don't care. Which is what we're going with. It doesn't matter. This is my farm dress. Like, also embarrassed to admit this is what I do chores in. This is a clean one, though. This is not a dirty one. A lot of people like number 2, and a lot of people like number 8. I will keep those 2 and ship the rest back. And like I said, we will do another round. There are some up in the attic from last year that I just didn't get to try on or utilize because they arrived late. So it's fine. It'll be fine. I would really love a brief bout of anorexia between now and then, though. That would be outstanding. Probably not in the cards for me, though. So we'll see. It was fun. Thank you for that. I didn't hate the feather one, to be honest with you. It's funny to me. And we'll see. I like sparkle. Oh boy, a lot of people are talking here. Keep the feather one. The navy one, a lot of people liked. Somebody mentioned the Denman Homestead. I was going to see what they said, but y'all are sending me so many messages. Okay. Keep the feather one, keep the blue one, and keep number 2. Number 2 was the sparkly one, right? Like with the dangly boos on the shoulders. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. There, like I said, there's a couple more that are here. There's a couple more upstairs. I mostly wanted to go through this round, and whatever I don't want, I will ship back immediately and get a refund for. Shein is really good about that. All those dresses are from Shein, and they're relatively inexpensive for fancy gowns anyway. Like they're not the normal Shein $8 dress, but they're way cheaper than I would be able to ever get one in a store. So I don't mind ordering a bunch and then shipping back and that type of thing. Prom is October 19th. The theme this year is it's an award ceremony. So similar to the Grammys, the Emmys, that type of thing, we will have them at our award ceremony will be called the Whammies because we're Morrow Hill style and we don't do anything normal. Boy, that sounds like thunder. That would be amazing if that was thunder. We need rain really bad. I can't believe I'm saying those words, but we do need rain really bad. So we will have a red carpet. I have an idea. You know how at the red carpet or like at premiere events, they'll have like a backdrop that has like their stamped logos on it. God willing and the creek don't rise, as long as I can find some time, I plan to do a backdrop wall, but with all of the creators' logos on it. I thought that would be so cool. I helped design quite a few of the logos, so I have their PNG files, and I have a Cricut. Cricut will craft in my free time. But I'm hopeful that I can put that and create a pretty backdrop so that way we can have neat pictures similar to what happens on the red carpet. My friend Barb sent us a red carpet last year, so we'll be utilizing that. I have some really neat ideas for the awards. I don't know if Lester's talked about this or not. I don't know if we were ready to reveal all of this, but I'm just spilling my guts tonight about prom. We are going to do awards. Of course, they're called the whammies, but we will have a People's Choice Award as well. So I haven't told all the Morrow Hill creators this yet, but I want everyone to submit what they believe is their best video clip of the year. And then we will do a bracket style or a tournament style to get down to what actually is the People's Choice Award. So you'll be seeing some of that starting in October, where you get to vote and decide, who should win that award for the year. There'll be lots of other awards that go out, and I'm excited to create those. I have consulted my mother, the craftiest woman I know. She has a laser cutter and an engraver. So I've hired her to be able to help us with the actual physical awards themselves. So that's going to be really exciting. A lot of you are talking about the hurricane that is coming towards Florida. I am praying for y'all and hope that everyone is paying attention to that. It is definitely going to cover more than just Florida and is going to be what seems like a doozy. So please stay safe and stay aware. And if you're in the path or know someone that is, please stay connected and check on them. Xander and Kendra are coming for prom. So I'm pumped about that, like cannot wait. And really hope that we have as much fun as we did last year. So can the girls ask the guys to go to prom this year? That might be something fun, a little bit of switch. I posted Lester's prom proposal last night as a memory on Facebook. So that might be really neat that the girls ask the guys. I like that idea, actually. Holy cow. So I'm reading here about this. Is it Helene? Is that the name of the hurricane that's coming? That it's expected to get 10 to 15 inches of rain all the way as far up as Tennessee. That's wild and scary as all get out. And I don't know at what point that people stay or go. And obviously people have certain circumstances of should they, resources, all of those things. But I really do. I feel for you, and I wish that there was something I could do to help you. And I just can't even imagine the anticipation and the things that are going through your head right now. And I've only lived through Beryl and Tropical Storm Imelda and some other really weird unnamed things that happened. But for me, the knowing and the anticipation of the maybes is gut-wrenching. Like, just gut-wrenching. So I'm very sorry to hear that. There's a lot going on. I know that it's going to be very widespread and huge, and I'm not trying to come here and be your weather reporter or things like that. I feel terrible for you. And then I feel really guilty that I'm sitting here talking about prom and trying on prom dresses when all of this is going on in the world. And I apologize for that. Hurricanes are no joke. And Sincerely, we're praying for you. It's really hard to flip from that to, hey, Hank. Hank, move. Leave it to Hank to capture a moment. Did you need to be in this video right now, sir? This is where you needed to be? Excuse me, sir. Thank you. I just got chocolate starfish. Thanks for that term, Stephanie. Oh, man. Way to go, Hank, on changing the subject. I did something funny today on purpose and wanted to know if people would catch it, and people caught it instantly. I was making Lester dinner, and the way that I tell him what we're having is I just send him a picture of whatever we're having, like, hey, come home when you can, I'm cooking. And I was cooking, I was cooking the stuffed peppers tonight. It was the first time I made them, like, non from Sam's or non from G's recipe. They're a Hello Fresh recipe that I actually altered a little bit. Anyway, I took a picture of it, and of course Hank's treats and the rest of my mess on the counter was still in it. I didn't know if anybody would actually catch it. And I posted that on Facebook, and everybody caught it. Everybody knew that there were cat treats sitting right next to my dang dinner. So joke's on me, I guess. Anyway, the stuffed peppers turned out to be the best ones I've ever made. Like, so proud of myself that I stuffed myself miserably, which is what I'm going to blame on some of these dresses not looking so great, is that I made a great dinner and I ate it. It was 2 hours ago. Nonetheless, though, that's what I'm going for. It was actually the first time that I made my own, I guess it was a tomato-based sauce, but it had Italian seasoning in it. And I've been eating stuffed peppers for a while because they're like Lester's favorite. He's like the connoisseur of stuffed peppers. And every time that I've made them, like from whether it's a recipe or anything else, he's just like, eh. And tonight he was like, these are really good. And I was like, yes. First of all, thanks HelloFresh for the foundation of that recipe. And second of all, I definitely tasted it while I was cooking it, and that helped me improve upon my situation a little bit. So it was good. It was actually really good. And I don't know why, but the stuffed peppers that we get at Sam's, super easy. Obviously, you just toss them in the air fryer and be done. But I never realized that the seasoning in them was Italian seasoning. It was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. Not to mention, teeny tiny bit, a little bit of sugar, chicken stock in beef, which was also a plot twist to it. And then I added some crushed red pepper and a few other things. And it's one of my best meals yet. So I'll take that. You know, it's weird. Jen says, I'm allergic to peppers. I'm sad for you because I love peppers. But we don't actually eat the peppers in this. We like the flavor that it puts in the meat. It was good. I did add rice, Margaret. It called for couscous in the HelloFresh recipe, and I changed that to rice. I'm not a fan of couscous. It feels sticky to me. But anyway, it was really good, and I'm excited about it. Ooh, somebody made stuffed cabbage. That sounds delicious. I have used cabbage as like as noodles in like lasagna before. I like that. Somebody says couscous is just pasta. You know what's really weird is I'm not a big pasta fan. I actually could probably live the rest of my life without eating pasta. I enjoy like a rigatoni pasta or like a penne pasta, that type of thing. But I like it to be al dente just because I don't want it to be smushy. I'm not a smushy texture person at all. So I'm weird. I don't know. But it did sound good. And it was a delicious dinner, and I was proud. And it's all cleaned up. And I did not put cat treats in the dinner. I promise that was not my special ingredient by any means. Sandy says, what? Pasta's life. I don't know. I don't know if we ate a lot of it as kids. Like, we ate a lot of ramen. Or what, but it's or if I had one sometime that like just didn't sit well or something, but it's just I would rather have the sauce and some bread to dip it in, like totally down for that anytime. I'm very dippy. Like I could live off of things that you dip. Absolutely. Tracy says, did Lester find his shoes? Yeah, I caved. And I caved because this is really embarrassing for him. He's going to kill me if he hears this. He was wearing the same pair of shoes relentlessly, right? Because I hid the rest because he made me mad. And they stink. And I had to wash them. So I had to give up because they were wet. I had to give up and tell him that all the shoes were in the greenhouse. He wasn't mad. He laughed. But yeah, he got his shoes back. He also got his belts back a while ago too. So if he shows up without a belt these days, that's totally on him. That means that he lost his own dang belts, I guess. I don't know. Between staying here and staying at the JL and then going to the sanctuary and having to change clothes, like he'll go to the sanctuary in Plum Grove, do some work, and then have to change clothes and then go to Lex's football game. Like there are clothes and things everywhere. I mean, like, you know how he carries his stuff around in like a HEB grocery bag, right? Like there are little tiny tied up grocery bags, like Easter eggs all over the place. Are they clean? Are they dirty? No one knows. I just wash them all. I just like gather them around like I'm on my own little Easter egg hunt and just throw them all in. So yeah, it's a very busy time. I'm going to admit something to y'all. I got into a little bit of a funk the other day, and not on purpose. It just was like everything felt like it was on top of me. And I guess because it's just been go, 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 go nonstop. And I wanted to say like, well, it's because Ernie was sick or because whatever the case was. It's actually just everything. And then with everything changing with Lex and football and how far of a drive that really is, plus our bridge being out, the days that there's football or the days that Lex has to go back to his mom's or gets picked up from his mom's, that's like 5 hours in the car for Lester. And not to mention if it's a football game and he's there, and then he also has to swing by Plum Grove, and then he also has to go to the JL, like he's been gone a lot. And my term was, I've been holding down the fort. And he's like, you've been holding down one fort. I've been holding down two forts, which was true. But it's just one of those things where like it was 112 heat index at 7 p.m. I'm drenched and I'm hungry and I have a headache, and just the world just felt like everything needed a piece of me in that second. And then I just couldn't do it all. And I got a little overwhelmed and might have thrown out that, I'm doing all the things. And in reality, we're both doing all the things. And it's a hectic time and it won't last forever. There's a hospital CEO one time that walked into my office in a very overwhelming time for him, for me, for the hospital. And he told me, he goes, this too shall pass. I realize now that's a very common phrase, but at that point in my life, it was the first time I'd heard it. So every time I get in modes like this where I lose count I lose track of the blessings in my life, I think this too shall pass. These are all blessings that we're able to do these things, and that we're only human, and we have to pick and choose what comes first and what comes last and go from there. And I did, and everything's okay. And everybody got everything that they needed and all of it is fine. It just was, one of those days where you just like kind of get lost in a little bit of funk and think to yourself, like, I have no like capabilities to be able to handle all of this at once. It might have been the day the whole Dinky Daryl thing happened. That might have been it. But nonetheless, everything's okay. It's fine. It'll be fine. And Lex is doing great at football. I'm so proud of how involved, I shouldn't say proud. I envy how involved Lester is with Lex and how involved Ellie is with Lex, and sort of have this, like, I don't know, as a mom, I went to every one of Xander's sporting events every time. But there's something about a dad that goes and coaches, like, I don't want to say coaches from the sidelines, because he takes everything that Lex does and brings it to the next time that they're together and teaches him the right and the wrong way, and like is super, super involved. While I went to all those sporting events, I was not the baseball mom who was out in the front yard playing catch or working on hitting or any of that. So I have this like envy of, like, I was at a point in my life when Xander was growing up where survival of like our livelihood was my priority and only my priority. There was no one else that was going to save the time or make the time or make the money to pay the bills so that they could do those, so that he could do those things. So I have this like envy that's not really fair to anyone else, but like I wish that I could have been the mom who knew the sport or was in the front yard playing baseball or whatever track. I'm not a runner, but you know what I'm getting at. Like, I just have this, like, I say the word proud because I don't know what else to say. Like, I love that Lester is an incredible dad. I love that he invests himself in what his kids do so that he can participate in what they love. I love the teacher that he was, because that is what he did for his students as well. And I have envy of being able to do those things and feel like I missed out on some of that. But I also like realize that as moms, I think many of us do, because we are worried about doctor's appointments and soccer sign up and getting the uniforms cleaned and having dinner on the table and getting everybody to the, you know what I mean? Like I guess our brains work so differently, and all of the things that we prioritize and connect on, it's just very different. So anyway, I don't know where all of that came from, but all is well. And the temperature started to drop tonight. We are expecting a little rain. Hopefully we get that rain and that I can think straight. I was yesterday, Courtney and Ashley were here to do the horses' feet. Hey, Hanky. And Ashley's mom came along. They love to go. There's a wonderful meat market out this way. And when they come, they usually swing by that meat market and do their shopping for meat for the month. And Ashley's mom wanted to come along for that. So it was the first time I got to meet Shannon, which was Ashley's mom. And I made jokes with Courtney and Ashley. I was like, just wait. Like, I just started to have a hot flash while we were out in the barn. They're like, yeah, it's hot. I'm like, no. It's a hot flash. Like, all of a sudden, I'm cooking from the inside out. Not to mention, it's 100 degrees out in this barn. I'm also cooking from the outside in. I'm like in my own pizzazz or air fryer right now from both sides. And they started laughing, but Shannon got it. Shannon is close to my age, and she was like, all of a sudden, you can't think about anything else. And like your blood is literally boiling. You can feel it coming up. And I related, like, we were back and forth about this, and those poor two young ladies just looked at us both like, oh God, what's wrong with you? Like, but I'm telling you, it is like, it's really weird, because when it happens, I can't focus or think or process about anything else. And it's the first time in my life where I have that happening. Because for the most part, I can juggle 27 things at a time and know where everything is and what I'm supposed to do and what I picked up. I can hold a conversation that has 3 different things happening at the same time that are like pinging in text. That I can do those things. But when it happens with a hot flash, it's like my brain becomes unplugged. I don't know. And my mom has informed me that she is now in her 60s and she's on her 25th year of hot flashes. 25 years of hot flashes. I will die. I will absolutely die if this is what it's like, because it is just like non-stop. And it doesn't help when it's hot outside. It doesn't help when I'm like trying to be everything to everyone, and then I can feel it coming on, and sometimes I will say out loud, like, not now, no, too soon, we're not going to do that right now. No, talk myself out, or at least try to talk myself out of having a hot flash. Getting old is something, I'll tell you that. Like, I don't know what women did to be blessed with all of the physical things that happen to us, and how a man gets to not think, not bleed, not have a hot flash, not give birth. Don't get me wrong, I feel really incredibly blessed to have experienced the gift of life, but none of those things, men got a pass on all of that, all of it, and they get to pee standing up. Like, just what did we do, actually? Because I'm not sure. Anyway, this too shall pass, right? That's what I'm going to tell myself. Anyway, life is wild and crazy, and I'd be lying to you if I told you it's all under control and I have it all figured out, because I don't. I make it up as I go and hope that it turns out right. I promise you that. But it's fun, and I'm alive, and I get to experience this, and I'm so blessed that you choose to do it with me, because if it was just me, it would be so boring. So boring. All right, let's go through a couple of questions here. So I saw the question of, has A&M rescheduled yet? They have not rescheduled yet. That gentleman is very sick. He reached out to me this afternoon and just says, I didn't forget you. I'm still working on plans, but I'm still very sick. So I'll get back with you whenever I'm well. So that was good news. If that's the A&M you're asking about, and if you're asking about A&M and blood, they still do not have any blood. They did connect with me today as well and told me that there still are no donors. But on the flip side, Ernie had a great day. I do think that, so we got a supplement in that he started yesterday. In addition to the B12 and the iron, it's a Nutri-Drench, which is just like a vitamin for alpacas. I'm really crossing my fingers that and the cooler temperatures are going to help him out. So we'll see. It's been a roller coaster. Every time that I say he's good, the next day I'm like, oh God, he's having a really bad day. I need to load him up. But now knowing that there's literally nowhere I can take him just yet is terrifying as well. How old is Ernie? Ernie is between 5 and 6. I would have to go back and look at Ernie. We have paperwork on Ernie. We got Ernie in December of 2020. So, and 5 and 6, somewhere around there. Let's see what else. Has Pearl had her baby? I don't think so. Lester left right before I went live to go to the JL to go check on Pearl. I'm glad he did, because I don't know if it's also thundering and raining there as well. Mama Cat is nowhere to be found. Sad but true. I made a video this evening to post tomorrow morning, and we'll show y'all about that update. Let's see what else here. Sarah says, I have rollers that you stick in the freezer to roll over your skin when you get overheated. It's a good idea. I am the first to admit that I will jump in the pond with Storm if I'm out there. Not afraid to spray myself off. I have a really weird thing of if I'm wearing flip-flops, if I spray my feet off, I can control it to an extent. Is Annie pregnant? Yes, Annie is pregnant. What happened to Lester's colon test? That's next week, Bernie. Next week, Lester goes underneath. I've been teasing him. He goes under the knife. He's not going under the knife. He's going where no scope has been before. I shouldn't laugh. Because I'm so light about this, but he's stressing about it a little bit. I'm sorry. That was a really bad joke. The 3rd is the day, and he has to start prepping 2 days before, and he has started stressing. He started stressing, not prepping, started stressing. I can laugh because I think I have like 10 more years before I do it. What else? How's Dinky, Daryl? Dinky's great. Dinky is wonderful. We did not do Dinky's feet yesterday. I walked out to the pasture to see where he was. I was not about to chase that donkey all over this pasture to trim his feet up. His feet have never been done. You can tell. So he wears them down. And with him just having that procedure last week and just starting to earn my trust back, and it was 1,000,000 degrees yesterday, I did not want to chase him all over the place. I would rather have it in an environment where I can put him in a stall or something like that versus all of us trying to wrangle and chase and overheat. And plus, he's still trying to heal. So we'll wait till next round for Dinky Daryl to get his feet done. How was Rita with Courtney? Rita was out of control yesterday. Rita's been out of control a lot lately. And I have taken ownership in that I have not put the round pen back up. I have not reworked with her in that way. And with it being so hot, the rest of the horses who are normal horses are just too tired to do anything. Well, Rita has taken that as her golden opportunity to just be out of control and crazy and just to let her little freak flag fly. And she's running around in circles and just acting out like a teenager. And when Courtney got here and she realized who Courtney was, she acted out a little bit more than normal, I think, of like, look what I can do, look what I can do. And then the second that she came into the stall and put, like, if you put a halter on Rita, she becomes a different horse. She all of a sudden pulls it together. But until you get the halter on her, she will run around like she has lost her ever-loving mind. Now, if you walk up to her to catch her, she lets you catch. She wants to be caught. She like is the kid who needs structure in her life. So between heat and everything else going on, I have not gotten out there to work with her, but I will. And then we will discuss further plans with Rita and ensure that we get everything under control. So everybody that has suggestions of all the things that we should do with Rita, I am the first to admit that there are things beyond my scope that need to happen with Rita, and that's going to happen. I would just say that right now, I'm just trying to hold everything together, okay? Like, it's just going to be just a little bit longer. It needs to cool off. And then we'll go from there. So more to come on my little spicy margarita, because she is one. Let's see here. I'm reading some questions. Is Voodoo completely recovered? So his wound is healed. We do believe that he has some pretty significant muscle, I don't want to say damage, but he's still healing. They told us that with his injury, it could take up to a year for him to fully recover. But in all of those things, know that arthritis happens, and he's no young spring chicken either. So Voodoo's got some more resting and recovering to do, but he does it. He does it. He knows his own limits, and that's something I love about him, is that he isn't trying to keep up with everybody. When he's ready for a break, he goes and takes one. And I have had to really acknowledge that, because when I see him off on his own, I'm like, oh God, what's wrong? What's wrong? And really it's that he's hot, step one, and then he's worn out. And that's going to happen to him. He had some pretty big nerve damage. He did have, some muscle damage, but his wound even the scar that is there looks amazing. Courtney gave me props yesterday and was like, it looks like it didn't happen, which is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Jennifer says, Uranus, ? So Aries or Uranus is definitely around. He spent Sunday bogarting the bed, and Millie sat on the edge of the bed barking at him because she wanted the bed. And that was, Sunday would be the last time I saw him, which is not uncommon. He is out and about and around, and I have been working nonstop, like 10-hour days, and have not been out and about like my norm. So Lester probably has seen him today, but it's not uncommon to go a few days. No one believes me, but the area behind us that burnt last year, there was another home back there, an old trailer house that burned down. Hank, I think that the majority of our cats have found, I don't want to say refuge, but found fun in that pile of stuff back there. I told Lester the other day when I wanted to go look for Mama Gray, because that's where they all stay, that I wanted to crawl over the fence and trespass. Don't worry, I would ask Mr. Marshall. That's who Mr. Marshall's church owns it. I would ask him first if I could do it. But I wanted to go look for all of our cats and see what they're doing. And Lester was like, listen, it is snake season. He's like, there's probably a lot more that you're going to find in that pile of stuff than just cats. So he's probably right. But I will wait till it cools off a little bit more and go do a little exploring back there with permission. Somebody says, can you not buy that property? So that property is in a trust, and it's owned by a charity, actually. And we asked to buy it a while ago, and they told us it was not for sale. So no, because trust me, I would like to buy it and clean it up and get rid of all that junk, because it's just, anyway. What else? Cats love the smell of burnt things. Well, they're living their high life back there. That's where all of our cats come from. White Kitty shows up from back there. Patch will show up from back there. Stranger definitely does. You'll see it in my video today. He walks straight out of it. Like, they all just come out of the woods right there. Back in, I don't know if Lester's ever showed y'all. So that area I'm way over an hour, of course. The area used to be a campground. Like in the 70s, it was a place where people either bought or rented tiny little places and kept their RVs or built little clubhouses there. And there was a lake, and it was like this own little weekend community that was back there. And the story goes that right behind where our barn is was a set of tennis courts and pool, and there was a clubhouse there. It was like a thing. The dam for their pond or lake apparently washed out after it was up and running for a few years. And when I say washed out, it took out everybody's campgrounds and stuff and just washed out the roads to get there and everything. So back up in there is actually all of this abandoned campground. And I don't mean tents and things like that. I mean old RVs and VW buses and just there's an Airstream up in there, and everything just sort of froze in time, but was washed down. Super neat for exploring, super, super neat. But over time, there's also been squatters that stayed in some of those campers. There's been a lot of loitering. There's been there's just a lot of things that have happened up in those woods, because it's like acres and acres and acres. It's not just what we can see. It goes so much further back into the river, and there's ravines and just so many things. Maybe one day I'll see if I can explore back there and get permission to do that. But I know that our cats are up in there because there's all kinds of things living up in there. It's the woods, but it's an abandoned place where there's lots of places to stay. I'll just say that. So pretty crazy. Maybe one day when it cools off and there's not so many snakes, I'll go do some exploring and take you on that path with me. But anyway, yeah, I will not do that alone. I will take a gun and I'll take Lester. But it is pretty cool. I've only been back there twice. One time just on our side-by-side when we first met our neighbor Kenny. And we were looking for Million Fiona way back in the day. And then another time when Lester and I got to see some of the washout and the creek and things back there. There's some beautiful spots. There's like a natural spring back there, just really neat things. But anyway, they're damn washed out like 50 or 70 campsites, and they all had RVs and campers and like little makeshift clubhouses and things on them. So, it's been 50 years since that happened, and everything just sort of froze in time. So pretty neat. Anyway. All right. I have really gone over my time tonight, and I appreciate you putting up with my prom dress try on round one, and for listening to my stories. For those of you that are going to be impacted by Helene, we are praying for you, and we wish you the safest passage ever, and certainly want you to keep us posted on what we can do to help. And I'm reading. I shouldn't be reading whenever I'm talking. I love y'all very much. I have a really neat video coming out tomorrow because I got to go on a smidge of a couple-hour adventure this weekend, and can't wait to show you that. And just want to say thanks for putting up with me even on my darkest, hottest days. Thanks for giving me hot flash advice and for loving me and putting up with everything. I love y'all. One more. Cheers to Timeout Tuesday. Say no to Mai Tais. Have a great Tuesday, y'all. Stay safe and stay well.